Hello at home. Welcome to Empowering Voices. I'm Erlinda, and we are here to bring you something special. You know, during this pandemic, everyone is kind of staying at home, slowly getting out, but still putting on our masks. And we decided to bring you some information, some valuable information that might help you live your life just a little bit easier because of the knowledge that you'll receive. We are going to discuss lupus. Yes, we're going to discuss lupus. And I have with us a wonderful lady, a powerhouse of information. She is a facilitator. She is a survivor of lupus. I would like to introduce to you, everyone at home, I'll introduce to you Sybil Helem-Johnson. Welcome, Sybil.
Thank you.
I am so happy that you're here and you're royal blue.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. I think that's the color of royalty.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm wearing green, as I said, and possibly that's the color of money, huh?
Yeah, really.
Okay. Now, we'd like to let the public know at home that we are not medical professionals. We are individuals who just want to share information about perhaps your experience and other people that you've dealt with, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And now lupus is a chronic disease that you have been dealing with. I've known you for years and you've been dealing with it from way before then. So tell me, how were you diagnosed? What is it?
I was diagnosed in 1992.
Wow.
It's an autoimmune deficiency.
Mm-hmm.
And once I learned what the symptoms are, then I realized I've had it just about all my life.
Wow.
I was born an anemic, and it just went from there. Even as a little girl, I had a lot of medications that I had to take.
You say anemic. What was that, like a low blood count?
Anemia, yes, it's not only a low blood count. It's well, you know, you have your antibodies, and you have good ones and bad ones.
Uh-huh.
Well, with lupus, it can't tell the difference between the good antibodies and the bad.
Oh.
So, and what they tell me is that my body is attacking itself.
Oh, I see. There was a doctor at Kaiser, if you remember, Dr. G. He would always say it's like soldiers attacking themselves.
Yeah, it's a battle inside your body. You know, it's a lot of aches and pains that go along with it. And I was also diagnosed with fibromyalgia, which is muscle spasms.
Oh.
So between the anemia and the muscle spasms, you know, I've been in and out of the hospital, but thank God never that often or that long.
Right.
So yes, I've had bouts where I've almost choked because I have muscle spasms in my esophagus.
What happened? How did that start?
I'm not sure. It's just that when I start eating, I guess if I chew too fast or don't chew it up right, then it all gets hung. And it's like a choking feeling. You know, you can't breathe. So that's happened to me quite often. So now I had to learn to eat slow.
I see.
Take smaller bites. And be careful how I swallow.
Okay.
Because if it's not enough saliva or enough liquid to push it down, it just sits right in there.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
kind of like a heartburn, sort of.
No, it's not even a heartburn because it doesn't even get that far.
Oh,
it's just
sits
stuck
there.
right in. Yeah, it's stuck right in the throat.
And
You know, I've almost passed out a couple of times because I couldn't breathe.
Oh,
But hacking and coughing, fortunately, loosed it up to where it would come out.
oh, good,
Yeah.
good, good, good. Almost like the Heimlich maneuver, right?
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So tell me, I know that each person is going to have different signs, different symptoms. What were some of the things that you went through that eventually, years later, got you diagnosed?
um, I wanted to exercise and lose weight.
Uh-huh.
And I was walking with 3-pound weights, and then all of a sudden my hands started hurting. It
Mm,
started swelling, and I couldn't understand what that was about. So I spent 3 months back and forth at Kaiser trying to find out what was going on with my hands, why
right.
they were so cold, why they felt like frostbite. And I didn't really have a lot of movement in my right hand.
Okay.
So I went to physical therapy, and that did me no good at all. And so one of the nurses pulled me to the side, and she said, "You're in a lot of pain today." And I'm like, "Yes." She said, "Well, she recommended a doctor to me and told me to go see the doctor and not to come back to physical therapy until I know what was wrong." So I called that doctor. She ran her tests. I went in to see her. She ran her tests and everything. And she called me on the phone and said, "Have you ever heard of lupus?" And I'm like, "No." She says, "Okay, well, you have it,"
Huh.
and hung up the phone. So,
How did you feel at that moment? You're in shock. You don't know what it is.
yeah, I mean, I never expected to hear anything like that. It was a total shock to me. And
It was
then
kind of
not to get
scary, huh?
right, and not to get an explanation, and you just hang up on me. So I went to encyclopedia and looked it up, and it was like, okay, is my life over?
Right.
Am I gonna die now? You
Right.
know, or am I gonna have a way to put this behind me, so to speak?
Right.
So I was trying to talk to the kids, and of course, once it said that there was no cure and there was a possibility of death, they no longer wanted to hear. So that was something else I had to deal with by myself for a little while. But thank God he gave me a positive way of thinking about it. I got involved with you, Erlinda, not only just doing the lupus, but I became a volunteer at Kaiser,
Right.
and that helped a whole lot, because not only was I going through things, then I saw other people going through different things, and in some ways, some of the same things.
Right. Right. May I add something here? Let me share a thought with you, okay? For some
Okay.
viewers that want to look it up in their encyclopedias, because I used to have an old set of encyclopedias.
Mm-hmm.
Lupus in the old days was considered a disease that would eventually kill us,
Right.
you know? And today, there is so much information that thought has changed.
I would say that
Something
has
is going to
changed.
kill us anyway.
Well, true, true. But
Right.
I feel that when people hear news that it's chronic, it's not going away,
Right.
there's no cure, a lot of times we become depressed, and your depression can also enhance the illness.
Right.
It can make it go faster. Whereas if
Right.
you can kind of live your life as stress free as you can, because nobody's stress free.
No,
But
absolutely not.
yeah, but you know the things that you can change and the things that you can't change.
Right.
So
You know, one of the things is nutrition, stress. You know, we have to worry about paying our bills,
right.
particularly right now with the pandemic. We can't really
Hmm.
get out.
No.
You know, how are we going to buy groceries? You know,
Right.
all those things are, you know, very, that can cause a lot of depression
Right. Right.
and a flare
And
up.
right. And not only that, everything that's going on right now, if you allow yourself to get involved to the point where you can't watch it and walk away,
Right.
you know, that will also cause your illness to flare.
Right. We have the 24/7 news.
Right, because that's depressing in itself.
Yes.
And there's nothing we can do about it right now. You know,
Right.
we're home. There are people out there protested, but now look at how many of those people are sick
Right.
because they're out there not wearing their mask, not keeping their distance. You know, sometimes you have to let things go for a minute
Right.
and then come back
Really
to it.
unfortunate.
Yes, it is.
Really
It's very
unfortunate.
unfortunate.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Now, because you were diagnosed years ago, you got diagnosed, you eventually decided to do something to help others.
Right.
You joined a support group
Mm-hmm.
and you got trained to be a facilitator. So you started
Yeah.
your own group.
Yes, I did, and I ran that group for 17 years.
17 years, you sure
17
did.
years.
And you
Yeah.
still help folks.
I still try. I belong to New Hope Missionary Baptist Church, and
Uh-huh.
we have a health ministry.
Yes.
And every year they have a health fair, and I have been asked to be involved so far every year. I think this would have been our third year,
Yes.
and you know, without this epidemic going on.
Right.
So
I've seen you out there. I've been fortunate to see you. Yeah. Now tell me, one of the things is I've known you for many years, and
right,
I always see you with long sleeves and hats. Why?
correct, because we are allergic to the sun,
Ooh.
and by the means of allergic, it can break your face out.
Oh, okay.
Uh, Now you heard people say, "Oh, I have this butterfly rash on my face."
Right.
Well, when you're out in the sun is predominantly on your cheeks and your forehead.
Right.
So when you go out without a hat, the next day my face itches really bad
Mm,
across my forehead.
right.
And so even with the hat, this part of my face is still exposed.
Right.
So now that we wearing masks, that helps me somewhat because the sun is not hitting all this part of my face.
That is good. That is good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been prescribed any kind of lotions for that?
They prescribe me these different creams. One's supposed to be like a pain cream, and the other is for dry skin.
Right.
But mine is so severe, the dry skin, is that everything I put on there, it sucks it up.
Wow.
So it's not really uh, penetrating to take care of what I'm trying to take care of. But
I see.
I still use it because it keeps coming. So
I see. But the hat is the best solution so far.
the hat and the sleeves are definitely your best solution. The sleeves
Right.
don't have to be, um, hot, but like you put on just a shirt with long sleeve,
Uh-huh.
that protects your arms from the sun, and it can keep you from swelling. And with lupus, you are vitamin D deficient.
Efficient. Right.
Yeah, you're not getting enough vitamin D because you
Right.
can't be out in the sun.
Right.
So between 10 o'clock and 4 o'clock, it's it's supposed to be detrimental to people that have lupus. You can go out after 4.
Right.
You still wear your sleeves because it's still hot.
Right.
Still wear your hat because it's still hot.
Mm-hmm.
But once the sun go down, then you're able to go out and to go out in the sun a little bit, you know, outside and enjoy the evening anyway, if you can't enjoy
Right.
the day.
Okay.
But if you have to be out during the day, your hat and your sleeves are the best.
I see. Okay. The butterfly rash that you're talking about, it's
Uh-huh.
one of the symptoms that some of the women have, right? And men.
Right, right. And thank God I haven't had that. And when I first started going to support groups, I used to wonder if I really had it or not, because I was not in the same stages as the other ladies talking about their illness.
Right.
But
Absolutely. Every single individual is going to be unique, different.
right, right. You know, so the youngest that I've known a person to have lupus was 11, and it was a
Right.
young man.
Right. Right.
So
Men
there's
also
no.
have this, right?
Yes, I have lupus also.
Right.
It's
But
been.
men and women can have it.
Oh yes, men and women, Hispanic women and some Caucasians get it as well, including the men and the women,
Right.
and kids also. So it's
Right.
not just limited to adults, it can affect anyone. Just like
Right.
rheumatoid arthritis, it has no age limit.
Okay.
Not just adults, it can affect the children as well. And
Is lupus? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it can also skip a generation or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because as far as I know, I'm the only one in my family that has it.
I see. Okay. Now tell me, is lupus one of the uh, family members of, let's say, arthritis?
Yes, because it affects your joints.
Ah.
So, you know, rheumatoid arthritis, it affects their hands mostly. You can see their hands deforming, and every now and then I can see a change in my hands.
Mhm.
You know, this right one right here stays swollen all the time. It never goes.
Okay.
And it's hard to open things. Sometimes I can't hold things. They just fall right through. You know, you be like,
I know.
you think you got a grip on it, and then you go to do something and it just falls.
Oops, there it goes. Also fibromyalgia, right? It's also
Oh
in the
yeah,
family.
yeah, and they tell you can exercise with fibromyalgia, but not to say that I don't exercise, but I don't exercise as much as I should.
Right.
But I find that the more I try to exercise with this fibromyalgia, the tighter my muscles get.
Uh-huh.
So the exercising is not really relieving the muscles or the pain.
Right. 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 Now, you had the group for 17 years.
Yes.
Okay, and you had speakers there?
Yes, we invited speakers to come in and speak to the group. I had a lady came in. She was kind of like a minister, and
Uh-huh.
she spoke to us. I've had you, Erlinda, to come to the meetings and speak, and I've had other people come in that have the illness and have them talk to us as well. So it's not a well-known illness,
Right.
but I have heard here lately a few people talk about it. I noticed that they incorporated into some of the TV shows that come on TV.
Ah, now I heard in a hospital setting that there was a possibility of photosensitivity. You know,
Oh yes,
lights.
yes.
Have you heard that?
Yes, I have
The rays.
yeah, the lights with the real bright lights that they have inside the buildings.
Uh-huh.
Those I can't look at
Right.
at all. They give me headaches, and so I have to have a much softer light than
Right.
that. Otherwise, I'd have to be in the dark because I can't turn it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard. It can
I've
be
heard
hard.
some people at a meeting state that it made them feel weak and kind of tired also.
Right, right. Like I
Have you
said,
heard that?
it can make you dizzy.
Ah,
It's just like going out in the sun with no kind of protection.
I see. Okay. Okay.
So yes, and I had one in the apartment that I lived in, and I couldn't turn that light on at all.
Uh-huh.
And if somebody turned it on, I had to leave the room or just close my eyes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. What do you call fluorescent lights?
Yes, fluorescent.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Well, we were close.
Hey.
We were close. We were close. Now, a lot of times, young women,
Mhm.
are childbearing age,
Right.
they get worried that they might not be able to have children, but you did.
Yes, I had three.
You had three
Um,
children.
I had three children, but my symptoms really didn't start till after the third child.
Ah, okay. Okay.
So I was uh, sensitive to the light,
Uh-huh.
being outside, and
The
I
sun.
didn't
The
know.
sun. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I didn't know anything about putting on a hat at that time.
Ah.
And I was pregnant with my third child, and I went outside and caught the bus going to take care of business, and got off the bus and got just as dizzy. And I'm like, what is this now? But it
Yes.
was all due to the sun beating on you.
Right.
So
Slowly you began to discover.
yeah, certain things.
Mhm.
And then I started having these muscle spasms, and I'm at work, and one would hit me, and I couldn't move. I'm just standing there.
Right.
People are asking me, what's wrong, and I can't tell you,
Right.
So yeah, I've had a few little bouts here, and I'm tears rolling down my face, but I'm not crying.
Right.
How does that work?
Oh, yeah.
You
I
and
understand that. Now, when
yeah.
when you first went to a doctor, you
Hmm.
internal medicine doctor, and did they refer you to a specialist of some type?
Yes, after I was diagnosed, they sent me to the rheumatologist,
Oh, I see.
and that was my main doctor, pretty much, the rheumatologist and the oncologist.
I see.
So, and it what am I trying to say? It's
Are you trying?
you,
It's difficult, however.
yeah, yeah, and we had to have like a special nurse,
Oh, okay.
that knew how to give you your what you call your trigger point shots.
Oh, okay.
And that was to ease the muscles up from the fibromyalgia.
The pain, yeah, to
The
ease the
pain, yeah,
pain.
ease the pain up, because your muscles would get tight to the point where they felt like knots,
Ah,
like somebody had their fist in your back and
right,
won't move it.
right.
So yeah, so the nurse that I had, she was really good about doing the trigger points.
That's wonderful. You know, we want to leave some of the people at home with uh, that it can be, just because it's chronic doesn't mean it's going to, be something that is going to be really difficult all your life, right?
Right, right. This is
Are you
something
leaving?
that no, this is
Okay.
something that we have to learn to live with.
Yes.
You have to realize that your life is limited
Uh, okay.
and your energy is limited. So if there's something you want to do that day, make sure you get plenty of rest. And you
Right.
still be able to do those things.
Right.
And you can't just keep running and not stopping and not taking care of yourself.
Right. It's kind of like a commercial that I see. Occasionally it says, all right, give me 30 seconds of calm.
Yeah. Yeah.
ALM. 30
Yeah.
seconds of calm. Just slow down,
Mm-hmm.
relax, rest,
Right.
and then get up and keep going.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
some more calm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to keep yourself calm, as we said at the beginning of the interview, that stress kills.
Right.
So if you cannot get your life together without all that extra stress, then yes, you're gonna be sick all the time.
Right.
But
So
like I
learn a
said,
little meditation, maybe a
oh yeah,
therapist even.
mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, me, I like music, so I play my music, and that's
Good.
relaxing for me.
Yeah.
I have a rain CD that's
Uh-huh.
very relaxing, just
Good.
listening to the water. You know, the rain come down, and it's really soothing.
Uh-huh. Good.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Now, I know that you've had some difficult trials, but you also have had some wonderful trials.
Oh yeah.
So we don't want anyone at home right now that's watching to be discouraged.
Oh no.
Find
No, please
support.
don't.
Find a friend.
Yes. You know, it's there are different foundations. The Lupus Foundation is one of them, and if you need help, or you know, you need extra information, they are the ones to call. And,
Just go to the website, right?
Right. Yeah. It's just lupus.com. I mean,
Okay.
.org. Lupus.org. Uh-huh.
Okay.
And they can tell you, you know, what information they have available to you.
Uh-huh.
I also called, I got a contact person at the Lupus Foundation, and I'm going to call her and talk to her about getting more pamphlets and and find out if they're going to put, if they have any support groups here in the Inland Empire.
Okay. Well, I know that you're in hiatus right now. You're taking a break, but you will be back eventually, correct?
Oh yeah. Yes, I will be. You know, that's why I want to call and find out what's going on, what areas they need help in.
Right.
So
Right.
if there's anything I can do, either from home or when this is over with, you know, might even make a personal contact with someone.
Right, right. So I'm really proud to know you, to know that in spite of your difficult moments with this chronic illness, you are a survivor and a coordinator, facilitator.
Yes, yes.
Many recognitions from different politicians.
Oh yes.
And you were in a book.
Yes, I was featured in a book called Portraits of Success.
Wonderful.
Written by Janice DeWitt. And Lupus Foundation supported her book for her. Also, I wrote a journal in the Lupus Line magazine, and I believe that was in 2003 or 5.
Right.
And
so you're just about due to write another one. Well, congratulations on your success. I look forward to the future. I'm so proud of your amazing work. You definitely are a champion. Continue that work that you do.
Oh, thank you so much.
I'm going to tell you, I'm really proud of you and your grandchildren. You are a happy camper right now.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Yes. And continue with the success of helping others.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to do my best.
That's right. All right, Empowering Voices, thank you. That was Sybil Helem-Johnson, a survivor and a champ of the lupus support system. Remember, Life can be difficult, but it can be lived. So please don't let those bumpy roads stop you. Just pick up that boot and pull it up and keep on going. All right, until next time, we want to thank you from Rialto Network. I'm Erlinda, and you take care of yourselves.